you're on the wrong end of a customer who's irate, a customer who is anxious or scared, maybe irrationally so. And you've talked about de-escalating, but at some point that has to maybe add up. It has to add up on the customer support or customer success professional. What's the release valve? How do we make sure we don't lose our minds?
Yeah. So I think having some standards in place, like if someone is using profanity, if someone is anything that is, perhaps a racially motive or sex or anything sort of explicit, like there are definitely categories of things that were like, you absolutely do not have to engage with someone who engages in these specific behaviors. And we're very clear about that. And so what we train our folks to do is say like, hey, listen, we want to help you get through this. We're going to stop this interaction right now. And we're going to pick it up later when, we have, when you can have a productive conversation. And so we give our folks guidelines on that. And luckily, like this doesn't happen very often, but if you're that human on the other end and even if it's just through email or texting, like, people who haven't been in a customer service role before, like, well, you're not face to face with them. What are they going to do? Punch you? It's still emotionally very wounding. It makes your heart race. It definitely impacts you, even if it's just through a computer screen. So having those sort of boundaries, I think, and being able to, transfer that over, not just allowing the customer service person to end the interaction themselves, but to be able to rely on their supervisor, their boss, and they can take that on too. And so that there are places to release some of that energy. But I think us as an organization, me as a leader, has to be okay within the very, very small instances where it's just a completely unproductive situation and someone is being abusive, to just cut off the interaction and say like, hey, you know what? We don't necessarily even want you as a customer if this is the way that, you're going to treat our people. But again, it's such a small group of folks. I think what's more common is just sort of like everyday interactions that have some tension. And again, having that empathy for our customers who are business owners, right, who have a lot on the line, and in knowing this and making sure that our team, and we don't have to make sure of this, they understand this because they hear about our customer struggles, they hear about what they're trying to do in their business and how much they have on the line. So I think that empathy is certainly there, and it's just understanding, I think, on the agent's part, like, hey, a lot of this isn't about you. It's about all of the other stress that's going on in their life. And unfortunately, sometimes you're kind of the target of it, even if it has nothing to do with you. So there's things on both ends, right? Allowing folks to end an interaction. There's putting it in perspective. There's, picking up conversations at a later time, if necessary. But yeah, I mean, I think if you're a customer, right, and you're frustrated, you're trying to do this thing, it's not working, you're losing money because it's not working, and understanding where that stress is coming from and being able to talk to someone who, A, not only has empathy, but B, can actually solve your problem and is empowered to solve your problem. I think that is going to be the thing that relieves your stress and creates a great customer experience there. When someone understands what you're asking and can hear what you're saying in the right way.